Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm John.
And I'm Sally. Today, we are diving into a topic that so many people ask about. How to learn a language not just effectively, but fast. And without it feeling like a total chore.
Exactly. We've both been on this journey. For me, it was with Korean.
Yeah?
I remember starting out, just wanting to understand K-dramas without constantly pausing for subtitles.
Right.
Now I can watch a whole episode and get the jokes in real time. It's a game changer.
And for me, it was Spanish.
Okay.
I went from shyly pointing at menus on vacation to having full-on conversations with my neighbors about their lives, their families, their gardens.
Wow.
It connects you to people in a way nothing else can. But it didn't happen by using those old, dusty high school textbook methods.
Definitely not. So let's break down what actually works. The absolute first step, and I can't stress this enough, is setting the right kind of goals.
Yes.
Most people just say, I want to be fluent in French. But that's a trap.
It's a total trap. It's way too big and vague.
Right.
It's like saying, I want to be famous. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
You need something tangible. When I started Spanish, my goal was, I want to be able to ask my neighbor Maria 3 questions about her day and understand her answers. That's it. It was small, achievable, and I knew exactly when I'd succeeded.
That's a perfect example. Mine was, I want to understand the chorus of my favorite BTS song by the end of the week.
Oh, I love that.
It's specific, and more importantly, it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
It connects the language to something you already love, which gives you that emotional push to keep going when it gets tough.
That emotional connection is everything. It's the difference between learning because you have to and learning because you want to. Which leads us to the next massive point.
Okay.
How you actually practice. Forget sitting in a sterile room with a grammar book.
Right.
You have to immerse yourself.
And immersion doesn't mean you have to pack your bags and move to Seoul or Madrid, although that would be awesome.
Yeah.
It means turning your current world into a language learning playground. So for me, the easiest entry point was music.
Okay.
I made a killer K-pop and Korean indie playlist and had it on constantly, walking to class, at the gym, everywhere.
Yes, and you can take it a step further. I did the same with Spanish music, but then I'd pull up the lyrics. I'd try to sing along, even if I butchered it. The point wasn't to perform. It was to get my mouth used to forming new sounds and my brain used to the rhythm of the language.
Okay, and here's a pro tip for movies and TV shows. Rewatch a show you've seen a million times, like Friends or The Office, but switch the audio to your target language and turn on the subtitles in that same language.
Oh, yes.
You already know the plot, so your brain is just free to soak up the words.
That is the best hack. You're not stressed about what's happening. You're just connecting words you hear to words you see. And we have to talk about social media.
Oh, yeah.
It's designed to be addictive, so why not use that for good?
Right? I started following Korean chefs, meme accounts, and a few webtoon artists on Instagram.
Smart.
My daily scroll suddenly became a microdose of language practice. And TikTok is even better. You can find creators who make short, funny videos specifically for learners.
The algorithm is your friend here. Once you start interacting with that content, it will show you more. But all of this immersion, leads to an inevitable and really important part of the process.
Right.
Making mistakes. A lot of them.
The fear of making mistakes is what stops most people.
Totally.
We're so afraid of looking stupid, but you have to reframe that.
You do.
A mistake isn't a failure. It's proof that you're trying. I mean, think about it. When a toddler is learning to talk, they mess up words constantly. Does anyone get mad? No, it's part of learning.
It's more than just a part of it. It's one of the most effective parts. There's science to back this up. When you make a mistake and get corrected, your brain flags that moment and you remember the correction much more strongly than if you had just read it in a book.
So true. I actually kept a favorite mistakes note on my phone.
Oh, that's great.
When I said something completely wrong and got a funny reaction, I'd write it down. It took the sting out of the embarrassment and turned it into a memorable lesson.
I love that. And that brings us to the engine that drives all of this forward.
What's that?
Consistency. Learning a language is like building muscle.
Oh, yeah.
You can't work out for 8 hours on a Sunday and expect to be fit for the rest of the month.
Exactly. 15 minutes every single day is infinitely better than a 3-hour cram session once a week.
Right.
The key is to make the daily habit so easy you can't say no. Don't tell yourself, I have to study for an hour. Tell yourself, I'll just do one lesson on Duolingo, or I'll learn 3 new words.
It's about lowering the barrier to entry. I started habit stacking.
Oh, okay.
While my coffee was brewing every morning, I'd review flashcards on my phone. The coffee became the trigger for the habit. It didn't feel like adding a new task to my day. It just became part of my morning routine.
And what happens when you get bored or feel like you're hitting a wall? Because it will happen.
It absolutely will. That's when you need to have a system, not just rely on motivation. For me, it's about variety. If I'm sick of grammar drills, I'll put on a podcast in Spanish or watch a travel vlog on YouTube.
Ah,
It's still practice. It just feels like entertainment.
that variety is crucial for avoiding burnout. And it's also important to remember why you started. When I felt like quitting Korean, I'd watch an interview with a director I admire and remind myself that my goal was to one day understand them without a translator. Reconnecting with that initial passion is a powerful motivator.
So, to bring it all together, start with small, personal, meaningful goals. Immerse yourself in the language using things you already love, like music and movies. Embrace your mistakes as the learning opportunities they are. And focus on a little bit of practice every single day.
You really don't need anything special to begin. You have a phone, you have the internet, and you have your own curiosity. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and your first step could be as simple as downloading an app or finding one song.
The person you'll become on the other side of this journey, someone who can connect with a whole new world of people and ideas, is waiting for you.
Now, here's the question we'd like you to think about. If you could have a 5-minute conversation with anyone in the world in their native language, who would it be and what's the first question you would ask them?
Let that be the start of your why. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.
We'll see you in the next one.